I want to be married but scared of life. I have moved away from SF since 3 years ago because I couldn't continue after 2 years of waiting for him to propose to stay around. We were supposed to move in together or buy a house, but he was too cheap to buy a home together, and he rather used the money to invest into something else. After I moved back to WA, he did propose 10 months later, but to be honest, by then I was not interested already. I could not get myself to believe he wanted to give me a life I deserved. I just don't trust the future with him. There was not enough evidence he wants the same thing I do. To him, he says I am his best friend. I am everything he wants, and that he was hoping I was going to be ready to think of him as the one and only. And being perfectly honest, I would have married him in month 3 to 12, but I had myself a deadline in my head. If a guy couldn't be ready by month's X, then it was not going to work out because means he does not share the same feelings or minimally could me in his life. And to be perfectly honest, I love other people before him still at that point, and I needed him to swipe me off my feet to make me believe it was going to work out. When he did finally propose, it was nothing like what a proposal should look like. I had to go buy the ring myself. I had to pay for it out of my pocket. He transferred the money to my bank, but I had to go deposit it myself. I suppose I see marriage like a final proof of love. If a man loves a woman, he should go pick it out and he should pay for it physically himself, and I did not have to drive to the bank to go deposit the money myself. I didn't want to go that day. I put the check on his desk and got mad about it. And in the end, I gave in and paid it myself, and my mom said that I should feel like a boss in front of the jeweler like I call the shot. I really just want a guy by the first ring we pick out instead of dancing around it for 4 months to get the best bargain. The whole experience plus before this date was never what I wanted. I just cannot get over a lot of things he did. I think my heart was broken into many pieces before the day I had to go pay for my own ring. I just don't feel the joy that I was hoping for. Every important ex is trying to get back with me. I have had a lot of decent relationships, and I felt the last 4 has been the best match. Ironically, these last 4 PPL have a lot in common. All were born on 23, 24, and 25, and 2 of them have the same exact birthday, and all of them are between the months of June to August. And 2 of them have the same year, and the other 2 have the same year. And they are 7 years older than me and 8 years younger than me, making them 15 years apart. And they all feel the same to me even with the 15 years apart. They love me to a point. I love them to a point. It is as if you took all of them together would make a whole person. Would love me, cuddle me, talk to me, check on me, making sure I am fed/warm. Deep down I just want to be cared for, but none of them always cared for me when I needed them. I was at times neglected by them in different ways. Their flaws are all different, but one thing for sure, if I knew I wasn't trying my best. And when I did try my best, something bad happened so it couldn't work out. I have rejected all 3 exes each about 3 to 6 times by now. One has moved to Italy and he missed me. He would have moved me if I wanted. One is still in the US and he wants to be married before and still. One I said only about 8 times no, but I finally met up with him and I was intimate with him because I realized even thought I loved him the least I was wrong. I do really like him, it was just I did not like he was cold. He is very hot and cold. I broke up with him at month 2, so I did not think it was significant, but he never really stopped talking to him. Each time he calls again it is about let's get married. And I could not understand why he was so sure about marriage and told me he did not love me. And he said love is overrated. I should add, I am not an average woman. I am mean, rude, very arrogant, and extremely entitled. I am probably a man's worst nightmare. Super princess-like, but I am caring, smart, super thoughtful. Men who like me not 'cause I am hot only, it is because they like a crazy girl that is smart and makes good money. I am a dude living in a woman's body having a lot of PMS due to having a kitty, unfortunately. It doesn't make me a BTCH, it sorta just makes me an asshole. I cannot get myself to break up with my fiancé because I feel sad to leave someone I have dated the longest. At this point, it has been 4.5 years. And every ex was 5, 6, and 7 years ago. They are my life. They made my life great. And I feel I actually owe no one anything, but at the same time they have made my life great. In the 7 years, one is the one I just got intimate with. He never done anything wrong except being cold to me once, and it was enough for me to cut him off. But I knew he has the most personal flaws, that is why I cut him off. He wants a perfect woman. He told me I am his 99% in NYC, and I was his 85%. And if I wanted a better guy, then I would have to wait and shop around, which would waste a lot of time, and I better just pick him. I think he even said I could definitely find someone better than him. Younger, smarter, richer, but those will take my end of effort too. Guess what I did? I would go fetch 2 more 15 years younger ones who love me and are rich. They never even thought of me as anything other than the best. And perfection did not seem to be their requirement. The missing 1% was not a scorecard for them. And they did not tell me they would only marry someone who is right, but not doesn't need to be loved/loving them back. So I did not pick him then, but looking back, now that I am his age 7 years ago, I sorta know what he means better now. He is saying, I like you so much and I don't care that we don't know each other like the love of our lives yet, but I want to be with you forever. Please note I might not give you everything because I worry you and I would stop working out, so please sign a prenup. Or that was what he meant. As much of a professional as I am, I guess I can relate to his feeling. My fiancé, instead of telling me his take on prenup, he just went ahead, put all of his assets into a trust. It would just bypass me anyways. I love how good at protecting their hearts these men are. I don't blame them. I am also guarded. I am not sure how PPL get married. I don't know how marriage look like. I don't know how love is about. I feel I will never get myself to commit to someone enough to give all myself to the person. My time, my feelings, my money, my energy, and my heart. How do I decide? I am at a crossroad. I know I really don't know how to decide, yet I keep wanting to make a decision. To leave or not to leave. I know the ex would marry me if I put in the effort to show him I was the right person he thought of before. I know he still does not love me, and I know I don't seem to love anyone fully. I feel guilty. I feel horrible. The only time I got myself to want to marry someone was when an ex from 9 years ago proposed, but his mother broke us up, so I wonder if I suffer PTSD from that relationship. I cannot get myself to believe I can make marriage work. I worry I will want more. I worry I would be disappointed by the person. I worry the person would not put in as much effort as I do to make it work. My ex, let's just call him Tim. He is not Tim. He doesn't love me, but he knows I am the best he can have. His own mistake to believe in that. I think PPL shouldn't limit their thoughts to a scorecard. But thank you for liking me this much. I feel I would hurt him if I ever break up with him if I was engaged or married to him. I feel I would hurt him more than I can hurt my now fiancé. I think my fiancé is not someone who can be actually hurt. He has this incredible ability to be unhurt. His old GF left him after 9.5 years because he did not propose. He was able to bounce back so fast. She slept with another guy, and he went out and bought a ring to her after learning that and contemplated about it for 2 weeks. He is that logical, and returned the ring the next day when she said no. I would never be able to do any of that. As manly as I am, I cannot ask a girl who just left me to another guy to marry me. He can. He is that resilient. I am not a man after all. I think I cannot date a girl I don't find attractive. These men can. I find a lot of guys can stay in a relationship for companionship. I can only date a guy if I find physically attractive. I think men often find more attachment to a woman they have been with for a long time, so long as they are not a FBOI, that is. That said, I am confused. I cannot decide how to move forward. I have told fiancé only 50+ times by now I cannot marry him. But that said, I also cannot break up with him. I feel I would feel horrible for leaving him dry at this age. But I know he will be okay. He is young-looking, handsome, and smart. He has money, he has looks, and he would make another girl very happy. I am just picky and entitled because I am somebody. And he is somebody too, so I am sure he will do fine. I feel sad for my Tim too. He should have just told me he wants to love me, then I might have married him 7 years ago. I don't regret my life for 7 years. I have done so many amazing things. And I feel bad for Tim because he is somebody. Someone like him should have been married. He is rich enough like the fiancé. He is good looking enough. Everything about him makes him a great catch. And yet, he has not put enough effort in trapping the right woman. And somehow he never met anyone he wanted more than he wanted me still. But that is still not love. It is just he likes my qualities. They all like me for I am a smart woman, strong woman, and really not the same as other women. And I know that, but I am still a woman. I want to be loved, cared for. And these 4 men are the same in that they want a strong woman who can hold their own, so they keep trying to find PPL to match up to me and fail. They should just find someone loves them so much and settle with that. Instead, they prefer to find someone like me and not give me, or the someone they are trying to match up to me, the not so enough love they could barely offer. Am I just bad in love? I just cannot find love. My mom says I have to blame my dad for not having been a good husband, so he did not bring me good luck. I just want to blame no one and hope God will fix it for me. Please find me someone who will just love me and make me feel the way I want to feel. Make me want to believe in him and want to give him everything. Go through fire and walk through water to save him with all my heart and ability. Give myself to him. Why is he never in front of me? I want to be with the love of my life so badly, and seems he will never show up. Please help me. I am grateful for what I do have. I just wish love can be real in this world. I cannot see it. I wish I could feel it. I wish God would please help me a better person, less of an asshole, less of a complete jerk, less of a completely mean person. Just make it work, please. I want to be happy for me.